I'm deteriorating slowly. Oops. Before and after, bro. He's not deteriorating, bro. I don't see any deterioration whatsoever. He looks exactly the same in both pictures. Let's take a look again. Yep. I can't tell the difference, bro. He looks exactly the same. And why? Because his telomeres, bro, they're in the right order, and he uses a positive nitrogen balance, bro. Genetic beast, look. This guy, Genetic Beast, he's scoping out people so that he can compare himself to people like me who are bald, because if I had hair, I'd look younger. So he's already disillusioned in that area because he has hair, but he's freaking degenerating too. He's aging. You can take a look again. And so this is really funny. That's why he looks like this. If you look at him, he has an indentation from anger. This is caved in. Looks like he is so sour that he didn't make it with fitness. So guess what? When you don't make it in a certain area, if you don't make it in the music business, oh, I don't like that music. Oh, those people suck, bro. That's commercial music. They have to compensate because us as human beings, we want attention. Yo, check him out, bro. It looks like he got hit by a truck right here. Look. Yeah, man.
Why are you exercising? What's the benefits of exercise?
If the world lived according to Genetic Beast's protocol, there'll be no Olympics because that's exercise and that'll deteriorate you. There'll be no boxing because that's exercise and that'll deteriorate you. So the whole federation of boxing, according to Genetic Beast, will be out the window. No wrestling because that's exercise and that'll deteriorate you. And there's no sports because in baseball, they exercise too. They're constantly running. They train. So everyone should stop their livelihood. Also, no bodybuilding, obviously. This means that if Arnold Schwarzenegger listened to Genetic Beast, then he would have gave up his future, his acting and everything, all because he shouldn't be that stupid to deteriorate, according to Genetic Beast. What's happening? My name is Albert. Welcome to another workout with this 61-year-old Genetic Beast. Genetic Beast, bro. Do I have a deteriorating exercise for you, bro? It's a burpee that I created that encompasses many deteriorating exercises. Oh my God. And so that's a special exercise for you. But if there's anyone who doesn't know Genetic Beast, bro, it's time that you get to know this guy, bro, because he's a freaking barrel of fun, bro. You know what Genetic Beast says, bro? He says, don't stop exercising and look at what you're doing to yourself. You're deteriorating when you exercise. And your diet also, bro. You're eating fruits, bro. It contains things that'll freaking deteriorate you, bro. And oxalates, they're called oxalates, and he breaks it down. And so everyone's deteriorating, bro. You can reference a 74-year-old yoga instructor, and he goes, well, she's deteriorating without even seeing her. He doesn't know anything about her. He doesn't need to know anything about her. He has a crystal ball, bro, about everyone's life, bro. And the 90-year-old martial artist that's still active, he's deteriorating too, bro. All of Asia's deteriorating. All of India, they use spices, herbs in India. They're all deteriorating, bro, except him. But take a look at him. Oh, oops. Before and after, bro. He's not deteriorating, bro. I don't see any deterioration whatsoever. He looks exactly the same in both pictures. Let's take a look again. Yep. I can't tell the difference, bro. He looks exactly the same. And why? Because his telomeres, bro, they're in the right order, and he uses a positive nitrogen balance, bro. You can't beat a freaking positive nitrogen balance, bro, when you're dealing with him, bro. And so, yo, check him out, bro. It looks like he got hit by a truck right here. Look. Yeah, man. All right, so Mr. T, Master T, I am going to do a workout that probably is going to make you deteriorate a little bit just by watching it, bro. And so let's get to it. All right, I'm ready, Master T. Let's do this, baby. Freaking ultimate burpee. Let's do it. Genetic bees. Did I age you? Oh no. Because we're all aging naturally. But we're all deteriorating. Look at me. I'm deteriorating slowly. Yo. So that's my freaking deteriorating burpee for genetic bees. For anyone who's watching this, that burpee I constructed over time. And if you can see, I'm out of breath. That's heavy weight. And I'm lifting it, bro. Now consider this about genetic bees. Because he's against exercise. He's against any type of labor because that's exercise. And he is only for eating meat. And so now, imagine an active person, a child that's playful, someone into sports professionally. Imagine a boxer. Imagine a wrestler. Imagine a runner watching one of Genetic Bee's videos.
Every time you exercise the way you do, it's not based on regeneration. It's based on deterioration.
And saying, okay, I need to quit because I can't degenerate. Imagine that. So this is how freaking cuckoo the guy is, bro. That he really thinks that he has some type of a voice with what he's saying. And what he's attracting are lazy people who won't exercise. And so, yeah, they get to feel good to not exercise now because now they have an excuse. The excuse is that exercising ages you. And so because the aging thing is so freaking popular and everyone's trying to reverse it, well, whoever believes it, they won't exercise. They won't get the benefits of feeling like I do, which I feel so vibrant after that workout. But you'll never know because it's all visual, which is so sad because the visuals means that this guy, Genetic Beast, he's scoping out people so that he can compare himself to people like me who are bald because if I had hair, I'd look younger. So he's already disillusioned in that area because he has hair, but he's freaking degenerating too. He's aging. You can take a look again. And so this is really funny because what he does is that he's cherry picking. Like, in the scope of this world, bro, we can't be that freaking off to think that whoever in this world thinks they look young, there's someone that looks younger than them, bro. That's just the way it is. So we all remain in the middle of the comparison spectrum. We're all in the middle. Whoever thinks they're really handsome and they got a lot of money, there's someone with more money and there's someone with less. So we're always in the middle. And so what Genetic Beast does is that he goes, okay, how can I work this out? Well, he attacks Jason Blaha because he's bald. And Jason Blaha is doing his workout videos. That's what he does. And so he works out live, and I respect him for that. As opposed to Genetic Beast, which he does too many tricks. And so he's not an authentic human being. He talks. And so he's a verbal net of just words and signs. But he makes it sound like what he's saying is revolutionary to the point where that if you don't get what he's saying, there must be something wrong with you.
Why are you exercising? What's the benefits of exercise? Oh, I know. Exercise will reverse aging, right? No, it doesn't. It accelerates it. Get it, dude? Hello?
He saw me dead hanging. Genetic Beast? I'm dead hanging. He doesn't know what a dead hang is for.
What exactly is that going to do for you hanging on this thing for no reason? I don't get it. Is that going to improve your health somehow? Is that going to grow back your hair or what? Is that going to bring back your youthful look?
He has no clue what it's for, but if you think about it, right? Genetic Beast favors nature. He has the gall to compare alligators with humans, bro.
Look, if I compare a 200-year-old alligator next to an alligator that's, let's say, 30 years old, can you tell the difference? No. Why not? Because he hasn't deteriorated.
Now, let's stay there for a minute, Mr. Genetic Beast, and say that, bro, the monkeys hang from trees all the time, and that's nature, bro. If you go to nature, the monkeys, they're hanging from the trees, and they're eating like this. They're hanging from one arm, bro. So I did a natural exercise. I hung, and I swung, and I do all the things like the monkeys. Oh, no, you can't compare that one because you have to compare it to alligators. So, man, this is a blast, bro. This guy's a freaking blast, and so I got some insights from my clinical work. This is really important because whoever tunes into this, then maybe you can see what happens out there with people with comparison, people that have low self-esteem, because this is all rooted in a severe low self-esteem, which I'll get within the next chapter. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do another round. So let's get to it. All right, I'm ready for round 2, baby. This is heavyweight, bro. All right, so let's get to it. Yes. 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 Whoa, got caught. Wow. Come on, man. Got caught in my pants. Yeah. Yo, genetic beast. There was crawling, bro. That's a prime move, freaking move. The crawling, bro. You can't forget the crawling. So look at me. This is real-time exercising. This is not a fluff channel where I just talk. I actually exercise for real, with no editing, as you can see. And then I post as a way of documenting my fitness journey. And so now I'm gonna get into the low self-esteem aspect that genetic beast carries, which he has to carry. With all respect, he must carry it because he's been afflicted. So I did my research and I went back to his old channel where they took that channel down, but there's a lot of other people that made responses that I were able to check out. What happened is that he entered the YouTube realm as some type of a fitness influencer, maybe with a similar aspect. He was incredibly ridiculed, the poor guy, man. I watched them put cartoon music to him, laughing at him because of the exercises that he was doing. And so naturally, our defense mechanism is to work a way to retaliate. And so his method of retaliation is to not like exercise, from what I'm seeing, because he was doing it before and he was posing. Those are the videos I came across. And so he failed at fitness. And so when you fail at fitness, the guys I know who can't grow muscle because they don't have the spunk in them, genetic beast, look, that they don't have the spunk in them, they tend to hate muscles and they start to say, oh, I don't like muscles. What are muscles for? Girls don't like muscles, and they start to defend themselves by retaliating, and that's what genetic beast is doing. He is at the same time cornering himself because while he's retaliating, he's comparing. And so there's a video where he compared himself to Derek, more plates, more dates. This guy, fitness influencer, the guy's freaking buffed. Well, you should not compare. But genetic beast went to compare and opened himself up to ridicule. And so what he's doing is that he's almost putting his foot up his butt by comparing constantly. And it's not working out for him, so that's making him angry. That's why he looks like this. If you look at him, he has an indentation from anger. This is caved in. Looks like he is so sour that he didn't make it with fitness. So guess what? When you don't make it in a certain area, if you don't make it in the music business, oh, I don't like that music. Oh, those people suck, bro. That's commercial music. They have to compensate because us as human beings, we want attention. So the not so good looking guy will probably build a big physique. The not so looking guy without a physique may want to get a lot of money to get attention, to get girls, to get stuff. And so his way, genetic beast, is by finding a bald guy like Jason Blaha and going, ha ha ha, I look younger than you because he has hair. Okay? And then he finds me and says that I look like Jason Blaha's brother. And then he compares me with Jason, which he shouldn't do. But he does it because he compares, which he's cornering himself in such a major way by doing that. Because Jason Blaha is him and I'm me. I should not be compared to anyone, but humans are used to comparing. I wish you knew the damages of comparing. And so now, he's going now and finding the flaws in me. But yet, taking a look at this freaking video right here, I could swear by my clinical experience that the guy freaking has no teeth. If you look really closely, he's like this. He's like that, bro. And so what I'm thinking now is that he's talking, his experience is talking from retrospect. He lost his teeth based on how he was living, and that was the repercussions from his life. He fixed it, and so he's doing better now. And he's pretty much saying that if you have bad teeth, that's why, because it happened to him. And so what he's doing is that he's making himself a reflection through me. His demeanor, his personality, his flaws are being directed through me because that's the best he could do. And so he looks at me and he sees just me doing a 40-minute workout, and he assumes that that's my entire life. So he says in the video he just made about me, he says, dude, can't you go out for a walk? Can't you go out and play? Can't you go out and do something? Can't you go out? And that's pretty much him looking at his own life, that he's not doing it. And he's reflecting upon my life, assuming that I don't play with kids. I take care of 3 kids. I play with them every other day. Saturdays, I take them out for 6-7 hours and I play with them nonstop. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know my love life, that I have a girl. He doesn't know that, but since he doesn't have it, he reflects it upon me like if I'm the one that doesn't. So it's like a person, right, that they're not fulfilled with life. They look at someone else, and in order to make themselves feel better, they go, what's going on with his life? Oh, there ain't nothing going on with his life, right? And so their esteem gets a push. Someone that doesn't feel like they're worth anything, they're worthless, they're constantly saying, oh, that person doesn't deserve. So they become a reflection against the other people that they see, and they do anything that they can to make themselves feel better. Comparison, I got more than you. I got more money than you. I have a bigger house than you. My girl is prettier than you. I'm stronger than you. I have more muscle than you. They're left to do that. But I don't do that. But what you don't know is that there's obviously an older guy that looks younger than him, younger than me, younger than a 70-year-old, because the world is way too vast. And so this is where I go back to cherry picking. He'll pick on the bald people. He'll pick on the people, like, I guess my teeth, they're crooked. They were born crooked. I left them like that. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that to yourselves. Be authentic. Be the best version that you can be, but stand on your own. Don't compare yourself to anybody, because if you compare, you'll be maximizing or minimizing. Don't do that to yourself. You're doing yourself a major injustice to compare. Like, if I compare my pockets to another person's pockets, and then I feel better, there's gonna be someone with more freaking cash than me, bro. That's just the way this world is, bro. And the guy with more cash would call me a loser, and I'm calling this guy a loser, and we're just playing the game of you're a loser, and you're a loser, and you're no good, and I have more than you, and you have more than me, and I have hair, and you have this. And so the cherry picking is a very childish way to go about life as an adult. Because I'm 61 years old, and I don't cherry pick, and I don't say he's older, and he looks better, and he does more, and he's strong. I don't do that, because that should be all left to children, a 7-year-old. Not a grown man. Oh, I look younger than you. And it's all visuals. And so here's where Genetic Beast corners everything. He corners everything because he's protected, because he can only go by looks, which he's aging and he's degenerating. Goddamn, I'll show you again. He was talking about how he's regenerated and he's so strong and eating red meats. And I said, okay, there's a 3-minute push-up challenge. But not to challenge each other, because he says that I'm deteriorating because of I'm eating fruit. And so I said, okay, well, if we do just a 3-minute push-up challenge and I'm deteriorating and he's strong as fuck, then he should be able to freaking wipe me out, bro, with his strength. But he turned it down, bro. So you talk about, I guess, her hypocrisy. Is that a hypocrite? And so I feel sorry for him and his subscribers, because it's lazy. We have 600 plus muscles. Look, I have so many muscles everywhere so that I can sit and eat meat. Oh, and don't do any labor, bro. And so I'm going to do another round, and I'm going to freaking lay out another point of what this guy means. And this is the comical part of the video, bro, because this had me freaking rolling when I really thought about it and I broke it down. So you don't want to miss this part at all. So I'm going to do another workout and then get to this bit. And so let's get to it. All right, here we go, baby. I'm ready. Genetic Beast, bro. I'm deteriorating little by little. Look at me. I'm deteriorating. Yes. Yes. Going slow. Yes. 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 Yeah. 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 Oh my God. I'm deteriorating. Yeah. 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 Deterioration. Yeah. 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 This is real-time deterioration. Real-time, look at me. How horrible. Let me quit exercising now before I deteriorate further. How can I be that silly to exercise? Why would I pick exercising over looking young? Yo, bro, you gotta see my girl. I'll leave my girl out of this, but she's hot, bro. She's hot, and she can confirm that my testosterone is through the roof. This is why your testosterone is low. The Genetic Beast recommends, right, that according to the way he recommends exercising, which is not anything new. I learned it from Arnold Schwarzenegger years back, where he talks about working in different ways to truly challenge the body in an entire new way, which Mr. Arnold talked about. He's like shocking the muscle. Shocking the muscle means is that you're doing something out of the box, and so the muscle gets it. The muscle gets stimulated in a sense where it's not used to anything, and so when you're working out differently like me, then you put your body through something different, which is not anything new. This is coming from Arnold back in the 70s, 80s. It's in his blueprint to cut. You can verify it. He talks about it there. So now, he says now, to exercise back to back to back is draining out the muscles. So all you athletes out there, all you baseball players, all you basketball players running all the time, listen up. This is for you because you are deteriorating. And so now, because of that, he says that he recommends exercising 12 times a year. That's what he recommends. Like, someone will go, oh, that's fantastic. Let me listen to him and now take out the fun I have, take out the activities I have, take out the swimming, take out everything so that I could just work out 12 times a year because Genetic Beast says so. You see how comical this is? Oh yeah, let me, so he did a video about me a year or more ago. And I'm still exercising, so I'm obviously not listening to him, but he's trying to tell me to wake up, like if there's something to wake up to. There's nothing to wake up to, so let me tell you what Genetic Beast implies. What he implies, if the world lived according to Genetic Beast's protocol, there'll be no Olympics, Forget about the Olympics, worldwide Olympics, where the whole world gets together to challenge each other with wrestling, with boxing, with this, with that, with gymnastics, with all kinds of stuff. That goes out the window because that's exercise, and that'll deteriorate you. The Olympics will be out the door. There'll be no boxing. Boxers are constantly skipping rope. They're constantly punching. They're constantly doing sit-ups. They're doing a lot of squats. They're doing a lot of movement. They're doing a lot of bobbing and weaving. And so that's out the window. So no more boxing. So the whole federation of boxing, according to Genetic Beast, will be out the window. And so now, no wrestling. Wrestling stands upon having a big body. Hulk Hogan, these freaking huge guys. These guys that are so muscular because their appearance is how they sell themselves. They come up on stage, they're bald, which means they're deteriorating, and they got all this muscle. So according to Genetic Beast, wrestling is out. So Olympics, no boxing, no wrestling. And so now, there's no wrestling and there's no sports because in baseball, they exercise too. They're constantly running, they train. They train in all kinds of ways. Also football, they train a lot. They even carry people on their backs to build strength for their legs, and they do a lot of this. So they're constantly doing exercise. So according to Genetic Beast, there'll be no more sports at all. Tennis either, because you're running back and forth, you're swinging. So everyone should stop their livelihood. Also, no bodybuilding, obviously. There'll be no more bodybuilding ever. This means that if Arnold Schwarzenegger listened to Genetic Beast, then he would have gave up his future, his acting and everything, all because he shouldn't be that stupid to deteriorate according to Genetic Beast. And so that's that. And so there will be no action movies either because the Terminator was Arnold Schwarzenegger as a bodybuilder playing Terminator as an action movie, and a lot of these action movies have built guys. The Rock is in a lot of action movies, which means he's out. All action movies, there'll be no such thing as superheroes, because if you're gonna be that stupid to deteriorate, then you're dumb according to Genetic Beast. So there's no action movies, no modeling either. So the world of modeling, which means commercials, which means the billboards, which means because the underwear ads, the guy's in shape, he has a girl, pretty girl, she's in shape. There's a lot of ads in the malls with exercising, with people exercising, and they use models for sports drinks. And so that'll be out the window. So according to Genetic Beast protocol, that's out the window. So that means that the majority of life will be out the window according to him now. There's no modeling, no playgrounds, because in playgrounds people play, which means they're running, hopping, skipping, they're hanging at playgrounds. There's monkey bars. The kids have to push, run. They play tag, which is running and stopping. And so there'll be no more playgrounds in this world because that's exercise. And so there'll be no more exercise according to Genetic Beast. And so now there'll be no more marathons. So the whole world of marathons, that'll be out the window according to his protocol, right? No marathons. There'll be no more Tour de France. So bicycle is an exercise. You're going up and down the hill. You're exercising your legs. There's no exercising because exercising causes the degeneration and the muscle cells break down and you get old. And so there'll be no more bicycling. This also means that they won't make any more bicycles because the people who will follow Genetic Beast, they won't exercise anymore. They won't ride the bicycles, therefore there won't be anyone making them, okay? That's according to Genetic Beast, okay? There'll be no more fashion magazines, okay? There'll be no more music. Music is very, very, very high with action. When Prince performed, he danced. He had dancers, so dancing is an exercise. And so that's out the window. No more dancing. No more swimming. No more anything. There'll be no more buildings either. Because buildings require labor work. The crater and this, to do this. A lot of men get together and do freaking hard work to build a building, so there'll be no more buildings. Because that requires labor work. And so Genetic Beast says no labor work. Labor work is when you move and you drilling, when you're doing this. No more labor work, which means there's no more buildings. So if Genetic Beast lives in a building, he's a hypocrite. Because they had to build a building. Manpower had to get freaking gear up and combine and do the things that they do. There'll be no more airplanes, no cars, because the airplane requires man work. the wing to carry it, to bring it here, to bring it there, to put it together. So if genetic beast flies, he's a hypocrite. He should be living in nature. He shouldn't have a bed either. According to genetic beast's world, there's no furniture. Because if there's furniture, someone has to bring the furniture to your place, which means guys have to carry it, and that's labor. And so if there's labor and he has a bed, he's a hypocrite. If he has a table, he's a hypocrite. If he has any electrical appliances, he's a hypocrite. He's supposed to be living in nature, since he only talks nature. He should only be living in actual nature, not laying on a bed that was brought to his house by men. No, you see what I'm saying? And so no more food. Food requires labor. You carry the boxes of bananas, boxes of apples, boxes transporting, going to the field where they're working with the crops. This requires labor. And so genetic beasts better have a banana tree and all these things than me picking, because if he goes to a grocery store, he's a hypocrite. No? So half the world is gone based on his protocol, which I hope his subscribers could watch this so that they can see what they're freaking in for. Because all of his subscribers watch boxing and wrestling and some type of sports. They're into some type of thing because we watch the television and the commercials with the models and the advertisings and the malls and the foods and the things we're getting needed transportation, bro. And so if genetic beast's answer is stupid, like, well, the machines didn't know, someone had to transport the machines by parts, because you have to take the pieces and all that, the wires, and there's a lot of work done, bro. It's a lot of freaking work done. So this video comes to a close, bro. That workout, I'm going to leave it alone because that's very heavy, and so I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to face this exercise the next time with a new topic other than genetic beast. But yo, genetic beast, bro, it's time for you to like stay in your lane. Say, okay, I eat meat, they eat fruit, that's cool, and stop thinking that the world revolves around how you think, which is a serious low self-esteem. When anyone out there is saying, oh no, you have to eat like me, imagine me saying, oh no, you need to eat fruit. Oh no, what the hell? But there's no reality to that, because there's people eating meat. And so there's no realistic factor about what I'm saying whatsoever. If I'm saying, the world needs to be fruitarians, it'll be a better place. No. They're eating meats. It's on a menu. When you look at a menu, you see meats, you see fruits, you see seafood, you see a variety of things to eat. Not just one thing to eat. So genetic beasts, you're incredibly short-sighted in everything that you deliver, because there's no forethought. You're not thinking. You're not going, oh, wait a minute. Let me really, really see what's going on, because you're subject to the things. You're severely lonely, bro. Severely lonely, because if you really went out there in the world, then you would come across a whole bunch of people that live within a variety. Not all, everyone eats meat. This because you're so lonely. You really think that everyone's really eating meat, and so you're almost jerking yourself into thinking that, in a sense, that the things that you are saying hold up. They don't hold up to nothing, bro. And you misunderstood my video, but at such a freaking default, bro. You didn't let me finish to complete the sentence where I was freaking trying to convey that there's no harsh truth to aging, but I was using examples because I had to. And while I was using an example, you blamed me of freaking pointing to age, which I wasn't. So your listening comprehension is freaking terrible, bro. You're not gonna get this far, bro. And so, genetic beast, I wish you just wake up, stay in your lane. There's enough for all of us. Like, you can have your tribe, but when you turn to someone else and tell them, oh, look at them, they're exercising, and that's low self-esteem. Because if you had a high self-esteem, you wouldn't bother looking at someone else. Someone that has a fulfilling life is not pointing to other people saying, what is life? What is life? Look at their life. A person who's ecstatic won't ask, what's the purpose of life? A person who's freaking really into life won't say, what's life all about? You have to think about that. So I doubt if you get this far, because I don't think you have the attention span to really, really, wow. Maybe from all the videos that they laughed at you, you could freaking put it in a freaking pool, and you could take a look at the reality, and maybe you could come and at an even keel and say, okay, they exercise, that's cool. I don't. and I do this, and I do this, and I do this. They do, that's their thing. The bodybuilders, that's their world. The athletic guys, that's their world. But you don't need to elevate yourself anymore by putting someone else down so that you can feel good. And take your attributes because you're lucky with your genetics that you still have hair, and then prize that as something you did when you didn't do anything, bro. Your hair is just there. I know a lot of older people who have hair that are fruitarians, that are all kinds of stuff, and they have hair. So you're freaking way off to think that a person that doesn't have hair is because they eat fruit, bro. You are way off, but it's almost embarrassing how off you are. And the big words, it keeps you stuck. The telomeres and the this and the nitrogen this, that keeps you stuck because the intelligence keeps you thinking that you're onto something, when they're just empty words, bro. And so anyway, this video comes to a close. I'm sweating, bro. My muscles are taxed, bro. And on to the next one. I am done.